Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a no communication love reading for Sagittarius, focused on a connection where communication may currently be limited, paused, or unclear. We'll explore your energy, the energy of the person on your mind, and the emotional dynamic between you, not to fix or chase anyone, but to support your clarity, self-trust, and emotional steadiness. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, we have the Six of Cups. Okay, so this is somebody who has definitely sweet feelings for you. Maybe a little bit of nostalgia there, but we'll see. This can certainly be a secret admirer. They're viewing you as the Strength card, Leo energy. Okay, so very sexy, attractive. All right, holding back a little bit. And their future actions towards you, we have the Seven of Cups. All right, so this person may be spending the next week or so fantasizing about you. I feel like this is a crush. Now, obviously, like I said, the Six of Cups can have a little bit of nostalgia with it, so it could be somebody that wants to reconcile. But for a lot of you, I feel like it's a secret admirer. And we have the Three of Cups coming through. So it feels like this is somebody who's around you. Somebody might be a little bit worried about third-party interference, okay? Because they see you being very sexy, attractive in this Strength card, or in this Strength energy, getting a lot of attention, enjoying getting a lot of attention, being passionate, playful, but also holding back. And this particular Strength card is really beautiful because there's a real elegance here. Like your composure and your elegance is what gets them. All right, so this is somebody, it feels like they're around you, a friend, a coworker in your neighborhood, somewhere you like to go out and about in the community. All right, let's see what else we need to know. This person may have water in their chart. All right, the Seven of Pentacles energy in reverse. Now, some of you may have had an ending with this person, Sag. But for a lot of you with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, I kind of feel like this person is done watching, waiting, and strategizing. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be taking action just yet, because they are still in their head and in their feels about you, but they don't want to wait much longer. And again, they might be worried that somebody else is going to sweep you off your feet, or you're going to move in a different direction. I don't know if you can hear that outside, but it sounds like a big truck or bus is like revving its engine. So I feel like this is this person's energy, Sag, like revving their engine, getting ready, taking the next, 7 days or so to, get right, to strategize. Yeah, Temperance energy in reverse. So Sagittarius, you are all up in this person's energy. But I also feel with the Temperance energy in reverse, it's like they're done waiting. They're done holding back. Things are coming to a boiling point. They want to date you. They want to talk to you. They want to tell you how they're feeling. They want to get with you. And there's a little bit of an energy of feeling like a rush or a necessity or an urgency here. Again, they may have heard some gossip that maybe you're dating or you're talking to somebody else, or they just feel like the time is right. Now, they may not be showing that though, okay? So this might be somebody here who is giving you the cold shoulder or isn't really making their feelings known, okay? They're viewing you as the Strength card, sexy, passionate, elegant, holding back, very wise. I'm also getting this person really likes the way you dress, all right? Like they always see you as like really well put together. All right, we see the Five of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this person wants to beat out the competition, but they do know that there's competition. I do feel they do know that, or they feel, or they worry that there's competition around you. Now, the Five of Wands in reverse certainly can indicate somebody that they see you as their person. They see you as somebody they want to be in the Four of Wands with. They see you as somebody they want to have stability and security with, that they want to be in a relationship with. They also see you, Sag, as somebody here that doesn't really tolerate drama. And you set boundaries with that Strength card. You know what you want. You know what you'll put up with. You're not going to, you're not going to overextend. You're not going to make concessions where you don't feel you need to. So they do really like that. And they also know that you're not really about the drama and the bullshit right now. All right, and we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this person is worried though. I just get this person is worried that You have other people around you. The Seven of Cups in reverse and the Five of Wands in reverse can also be this person seeing you, trimming the fat, cutting out people in situations that aren't in alignment with you. They know that you're not going to hang out in an energy or in a relationship or relationships where you're treated like an option. You don't know where you stand. Like, you're really embodying Emperor or Empress energy for this person. This person is also seeing very, very clearly what they want with you, a relationship. They see this as a soulmate connection. They want to come together with you. Really, it's really quite romantic energy, and we see the Seven of Cups. So in the next week or so, I feel they are going to be, they're going to be fantasizing about you, kind of in their head, imagining, what might or might not happen. The Seven of Cups, to me, this is, normally it's Scorpionic energy, but what I'm getting is like, we're in this retrograde in Pisces, which is not really a time for action, and it is ending on the 20th of March. So I feel like during this time, they are going to be getting in touch with their feelings. Pisces is also about dreams and imagination. So it kind of feels like right now, like they're like over the next week or so, they're not ready to take action. Again, they're just going to be dreaming, fantasizing, imagining, watching, waiting. Okay. And we see the Tower in reverse. Yep. And they're doing this because they want to avoid disaster. Okay. They don't want to mess things up. They want to do things right. Aries, Scorpio energy, and the King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy coming through again. This person's coming in with a love offer. Now, the King of Cups doesn't always wear his heart on his sleeve. He's somebody who's a creative visionary. He's usually dipping his toes in the waters of, his emotions, of love, of relationships, creativity. So I do feel like this is somebody here. Again, they may be a bit stoic. As I mentioned, they don't wear their heart on their sleeve, so you might feel like they're kind of giving you the cold shoulder. They're trying to calm their nervous system before they come towards you, because they want to do it in a way that is in the right way, and they want to avoid disaster. They also want to avoid you moving on with somebody else or getting too close to somebody else in the meantime. So I do think that they're coming in with this love offer. I do think it's within about a week. And we see the Hermit card, how you're going to be feeling. Hermit card, Virgo energy. My Saggies, you're not in a rush. All right. There's something here about the Virgo Leo cusp. I don't know if you're a Virgo Leo cusp, and maybe you're a Sag moon rising or Venus. Remember, if a particular reading is not resonating with you, do check out your other signs. I always like to check out my sun, my moon, my rising, my Venus. And when I'm dealing with soulmates, I gravitate towards my North Node. But I'm seeing with this Hermit card, like you're watching, you're waiting, you're not rushing into anything. Your reading is being interrupted by huge trucks, it sounds like. But your energy here is very introspective. It's very grounded. It's very strong. It's like you're not in a rush. You're in a really good place, Sag. So you're not going to choose somebody just because you're feeling lonely. You're not going to choose somebody just because they flatter you. You're going to be really looking at the details and see if this is something that honestly works for you. All right. So let's go ahead and see what else we need to know. What else do we need to know? What else do we need to know? All right, door to personal healing and happiness. So what I'm getting here is I'm not really, maybe this person does have a little bit of healing to do. Now that could be emotionally, it could be physically, it could be their finances. But I do feel like your person isn't quite sure that they're going to have success here with you, okay? And for some of you, if it's a reconciliation, they're not sure that you're going to, entertain the option of, getting together with them. We see strategy. I do see this person being strategic. I do see them, I feel they have been planning and strategizing for some time already, and it's kind of coming to a head. This card to me also tells me that they might reach out to you online rather than in person. And again, they may have already written messages to you and deleted them or have them saved. All right, and the door to romance. Yeah, this person's not sure that you're going to accept this or that they're going to get what they want. And again, I feel those are sort of normal insecurities in situations like this. Now, we do see community energy in reverse, and we see the Three of Cups. So I do think this person is around you, but I do also think they're worried about third party, or they're worried about gossip, either something they've heard, or maybe they're worried that you've heard something about them. All right, so let's go ahead and see what this person's shadow is. What do we need to know about this person? What is their shadow? What might be blocking them? Or, what do we need to know about them, please, Spirit? All right, so we see sex only. Either you or your partners only want that, except that it's okay to reach for more. Okay, so maybe this is what they're kind of used to. Maybe this is the energy that they've been in, but you strike a different chord, or you've struck a different chord for this person. This seems very similar to the reading I just did for Gemini, which is your opposite sign. So you might want to check that out, okay, if you have Gemini placements or not, or if you're just drawn to that, because, in Gemini's reading, there was this person who was a bit of a player that was kind of used to more superficial relationships, and then boom, Gemini shifts everything for them, or activates something very different in them. And I feel that that's a very similar energy here in your reading, Sag. We see burned out. You feel emotionally burned out right now. Retreat and recover before continuing. That may be the case here with this person, with the Temperance energy in reverse. I mean, maybe this person has been going out a lot, partying a lot, working a lot, burning the candle at both ends. Maybe they've just had a lot of responsibilities. They might also be feeling a little burnt out by the dating options that have been available to them. What they've been experiencing. All right. And we see too risky. You feel like it's not worth the risk, but opening your heart is a risk worth taking. Again, that could explain, why they're taking their time, or they're taking this next week or so to get together, to strategize, to figure out, to get it together within themselves, to strategize, to figure out where they want to go from here, how they want to approach this situation in this King of Cups energy. Okay. I love that. Let's see what they would like to say to you. Let's see what they would like to say to you. Let's see what they would like to say to you. Yeah, I had to let this go so I could clear my mind. Okay, so that's for those of you where you have some sort of history or dealings with this person. But I'm also seeing here, Sag, with this detachment energy. For some of you, they have been acting a little bit aloof, detached. Maybe you feel like they're giving you the cold shoulder. But again, I feel like they're just calming their nervous system. They're getting it together, right? They needed to clear their mind. They may have felt a little bit overwhelmed by these feelings. Maybe even overwhelmed by seeing you get other attention elsewhere, or hearing some sort of gossip. And soul contract. The lessons I learned from us will never be forgotten. Yeah, beautiful. So they feel there's definitely a soulmate connection, which tracks with that Six of Cups. And at the bottom of the deck, we see dishonesty. By lying, I ripped us apart. Now that may be the truth, maybe a truth here for some of my Saggies where you have dealt with this person. So they're coming in with truth, clarity, honesty. But I'm also seeing by lying, I ripped us apart. I'm seeing that, for some of you, again, their actions, the way they behave when they're around you is, it belies how they really feel, right? Or, it's not indicative. It doesn't show how they really truly feel, because this person really wants you, and they don't just want you physically. Like I said, you've activated a lot more in this person. All right, so let's see what they would like to tell you that they may not be able to articulate. What do they want to tell you that they may not be able to articulate? You feel like home to me. Yeah, Four of Wands energy. And I'm sorry I couldn't do right by you. So that's some guilt, shame, accountability here for those of you who have dealt with this person. For others of you, it's their fears. We're going to play with the grammar and the tenses here. They might be worried that they don't have enough to offer you. All right. And we see it's easier to just stay away right now. Okay. And you are an angel. Yeah. They see you as an earth angel here, Sag. And again, it's easier for them to stay away right now. But like I said, I don't think that's going to last very long. All right. So let's see what else we need to know. All right, so we see, they want this relationship to evolve to the next phase. They might have been doing a lot of healing the inner child, or they've been doing a lot of personal growth. All right, and yeah, this person's ready for stability, security, something more permanent. They're willing to be flexible. They're willing to compromise. They're willing to meet you where you are, Sag. It feels very good. All right, let's see what's going on in your energy or your advice. So a lot of my Saggies, I do feel like you're in a very healed energy. And we see that. We see you being strong. We see you being grounded. We see you being clear, not wanting to repeat any past mistakes, not wanting to, overextend, to be the one who's doing all the emotional labor, to be in a situation, and I said this in the Gemini reading as well, but it's coming through here, you're willing to, give people a chance, but you're not going to take someone seriously who's not serious, okay? All right, and we see date, yeah, and you're putting yourself out there, you're dating. I do feel for a lot of my Saggies, this is more of like a new person read than a reconciliation. So meeting someone new, dating, getting back out there, plan and set a date. Beautiful. All right, so I feel like this is, I feel like this is someone new, but I also feel like you're open to new options here because you are healed and you want to see what's out there, what's available, and, who's really in alignment with you. Now, you and this person may mirror each other in a lot of ways. Relationships reflect our wounds, and I do see that in this person's energy. And I do see this person doing a lot of introspection here before they reach out, before they come towards you. All right, so we do see a love offer coming in, but they may be a little bit avoidant before that actually happens. And that Virgo Hermit energy tells me, Sag, a lot of you might know this is coming intuitively, but it feels like you're not in any real rush. What are this person's very next actions towards my Sagittarius within a week or so? 10 of Swords, okay, an ending. Okay, coming in. So maybe this person may be ending something. The 10 of Swords can also be, it can be a painful ending. And normally it is a painful ending, but they could be ending something to come towards you. But I'm actually getting this with the Page of Coins, the Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and the 10 of Swords. Healing. Like this person's kind of wrapping up some healing, which makes sense. Introspection during this Mercury retrograde and Pisces transit. They're coming in with communication and they're letting their secret feelings be known. High Priestess, Pisces energy in reverse when Mercury goes direct, okay? And we see the Magician card, Virgo, Gemini, taking action and communicating here. All right, Sagittarius, it feels really good. I feel like you're going to be getting clarity and a love offer here. All right, you're safe to trust yourself here. All right, so we're using the Quiet Truth Oracle. Anything else we need to know? You're safe to wait. Yeah, you're not in any rush. And I think, again, this is just reinforcing your energy, being grounded, being powerful. Nothing needs to be fixed right now. Yeah, you're not in a rush. Nothing really needs to happen right now. And something is missing. Yeah, exactly. And it may be this person. It may be this relationship. It may be in other relationships and other people you're dating or you're talking to. But I feel like what's missing is coming shortly. All right, ground before you interpret. And the pattern is the message. Okay, so paying attention to the pattern here. How this person acts, how they behave, how they treat you. All right. All right, I'm going to leave it here, my lovely Sagittarius, sending you love and light. Take care.